Obviously, Usman has grown a multi-million pound business in the UK. Do you want to tell me what you currently do now, bro?
What do I do?
Yeah, what you currently do now?
So I currently run a business called Guided Growth. We're a sales consulting business. So the main thing that we do is we help businesses that are between like 500K a year to 10 million a year grow their sales team, grow their sales function of their business. But the main purpose of the business is to help CEOs become better leaders. So that's the main purpose of it.
Yes. So how much revenue has your business made in the past, let's say, past year?
In the last year, I think we're just under 3 million. And then now the goal, we want to get past 5 over the next year.
Perfect. And obviously now you've been quite a successful business owner for quite a long time now, bro. So I think one of the main things I want to ask right now is, for someone that's getting into business, what would you say is the first step that they need to take to actually start a business and be a successful business owner?
First, do you know the advice that someone is going to give you 20 years ago? They will say, oh, save your money, buy a house. The advice you would get 5 years ago would be, do something in marketing, help some online businesses, learn how to be online. Now everything's AI related.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Hope you are good. Back again with another video, but this time we are in Muscle Works in Bethnal Green. I'm doing a series now, which is going to be called Train with a CEO, where we're basically going to be getting a multi-million pound CEO to come down and actually give you guys some advice on how we started this business and grew it to multi-million pound business, but also how fitness has allowed him to overcome a lot of the struggles with business as well. So stay tuned for that, guys. It's going to be really good. We've got my friend Usman coming down in any second now, and come on, watch him. Ain't no watch him, but he should be coming down in a bit, and then we're going to go through a session, a pull session, and also discuss some business. All right, guys, see you guys in a bit. Yes, bro. Huh? Yeah, bro, I'm trying to be like, you've seen the guys in here, bro, they're massive. How you doing, man? You good? Good, man. Good to see you.
You're the pro, man, you're the pro.
Hey, man.
I feel my flow. Yeah, I feel my flow.
How I train at the moment is I have a trainer 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Then with him I do like hybrid training, so it's like running, then I'll do like circuit, and I'll do like push-pull, but everything's like really high reps with supersets and giant sets.
So why do you train like this in comparison? Because obviously you told me earlier you've done like powerlifting training, you've done training for men's physique.
Now I want to get really fit.
Yeah.
So I realized like I'm 110 kilo.
Yeah.
And I don't just want to be a lump anymore. There's a time where you just chase muscle. The only thing that you can have in your mind is like, I want more muscle. Then there's a point where it's like, you think, do I actually need more muscle?
That's it. You tore your pec?
I'll show you the video.
Oh shit, bro.
I'll have to show you.
What's that
Maybe we
from?
show the camera.
He's already started, bro. Oh, wow.
Your viewers are going to be thinking this guy's got some crazy life. This is how I tore my pec.
Oh shit, what weight is that?
It's 180. So, at the time, I was taking fat burners and you get cramps.
Yeah.
And my pec cramped on the second rep.
Yo, Lenny.
How are you?
How are you, mate?
You're right, yeah?
Yes,
Sorry
Lenny.
about that. I had to intervene.
How you doing, bro?
Yes, mate.
Good, hey, man.
What are you guys doing here?
Man like Lenny,
I wonder
bro.
what's going on here today.
Hey, give me some gems for the channel, bro.
I have no gems except that you have to focus on your dreams.
That's it.
And then your dreams
Tell him.
one day might be reality. But then
Exactly.
again, that happens in other aspects of my business.
So here, Usman's gonna show us how he tore his pec. Clean.
Yes, come on, go. Back. Come on, easy.
What normally happens is I do 6 reps on 180 and then I think, okay, let me go down to like 160 and do 10.
Yeah.
A normal week. But what happened on this day
Oh
was,
man, your knee as well.
yeah, so I got a dent in my VMO. So if you look, as soon as I press, I feel a full tear coming there. So to avoid the tear, I've thrown it all the way. And I'm throwing 180 kilo with my back
man,
flat.
exactly,
So
bro.
I'm throwing it like this, and as I'm clearing my leg, so now I have a hole right there.
Oh, you have a hole
Yeah,
there?
feel it.
Ah, shit.
So when you look at my quad, it's got a barbell dent there, and I've got a minor tear here.
Well, I guess you saved your chest a little bit. So that
then
could have been a lot worse.
When
for the
this
chest.
happened, this was in 2021, and at the time I owned a sports rehab clinic in Northwest London.
Yeah.
And all I did, I just went crazy and I stopped training and I just started growing my clinics. So then I ended up with like 3 clinics very fast.
Yeah.
And that's how I got to know a lot of people in bodybuilding, because I opened a lot of sports rehabilitation clinics. I had physios. I was very good at it as well.
Yeah.
So like I did it for like 3 years of my life where I was like super focused on that thing.
That's sick, man. You definitely have you've had a lot of lives, haven't you? But yeah, so my training split at the moment has obviously been, because I'm compete, you know, it has to be specific with what I want. So I'll be training chest 3 times a week.
Is your chest a weak point?
It was a weak point.
Your lats are crazy, and you've got a lot of thickness.
Yeah, I got a lot of thickness, so I don't train back too much anymore. I only train like once and a little bit. But chest 3 times a week, which is fucking a killer, bro. He told me obviously earlier that, you know, growing up wasn't the easiest, you know?
No, I grew up in a sewer.
Yeah, in the sewer. Where did you grow up?
In Sheffield.
Sheffield.
Just like most people, like, look, I got immigrant parents.
Yeah.
Where are your parents from?
Nigeria.
You're from Nigeria?
Yeah, immigrants as well, yeah.
So my parents came in the 70s.
Yeah.
And the Pakistanis that came in the 70s, there's 2 types of Pakistanis.
Yeah.
Some that are from like the villages, very poor.
Yeah.
And some who are from the cities, like the nice cities.
Yeah.
The people from the nice cities went to like US, Canada.
Yeah.
And in the UK, when you look at all the Pakistanis, they have a bad rap because they came a lot from like really poor villages.
Yeah.
And they didn't really integrate and they stayed in their communities because they were scared.
Yeah.
So when I grew up, like you grew up in a very traditional house, but they were very poor, 7 kids.
7
Like,
kids?
7 kids my parents
Oh.
had, and like everyone's on benefits.
Yeah,
So my
yeah.
parents were on benefits as well. So
That's tough, man. So you have
good for you.
Obviously, you have a lot of siblings and a lot of family, quite a
Yeah,
big
yeah.
family. You know, you said you wanted to get a gym membership. You couldn't get a gym membership at the start. So how did you go getting your first gym membership?
my first membership was at Virgin Active Gym.
Yeah.
I remember when I went to the gym, it was 30 quid a month for the gym membership, and I saved up. I was using money from, you know, EMA. EMA is like, you know, at college you used to get £30 a week to go to college.
I'm from Ireland, bro. So
Okay.
I grew up in
You know what
Ireland.
EMA is? So at the time, you used to get £30 a week to go to your college.
Yeah.
And if you go, they give you, and your teachers sign it,
Yeah.
they give you like this little allowance.
Yeah.
And I used to use that for trainers and gym membership.
Shit,
So
bro.
but before that, when I wanted to join,
Yeah.
like I joined like a kickboxing gym, but my parents couldn't afford it, so I couldn't go.
You couldn't go. So after you got you saved up money to get your gym membership, what happened then? So, because I know you opened up a gym from quite a young age.
So I opened a gym in 2012.
Yeah.
So I was 19.
Yeah.
And when I opened it, I think I might have done 20. But when I opened the gym, I saved money from a call center. So I was
call
working at
center.
a call center. You know, like cold calling.
Yeah.
I did that for like 2 years.
So how did you save? How much did you have to save?
15 grand.
You saved 15 grand in 2 years.
15 grand. And then that 15 grand, my mate already had put 15 grand in.
Yeah.
Then we went and bought gym equipment from this guy in Doncaster called Nitram. So we used that 15 grand to buy more equipment for the gym. So this was the gym. This was like the counter.
Oh, sick.
So when we first opened the gym, look at the year. This is in 2013 here.
Yeah.
So like,
Kept growing it.
we kept growing it, and then eventually I sold my share
Yeah.
in 2013 or 2014
Yeah.
to another gym owner.
Yeah.
And then like all the bodybuilders that you know, like Cuba
Yeah,
and a bunch of
all
other
of them.
guys,
Yeah.
they then bought shares into Iron Athlete.
Okay.
Then they bought into turn into Ultraflex.
Where did you get the initiative to save 15K and then put it into the gym?
Do you know? I think I just wanted to do something, and I don't think I was saving money for any reason.
Yeah.
When I worked at the call center, I was making like 2.5 grand a month.
Yeah.
Because I was making more money than anybody else in my house, it seemed like a big deal.
Yeah, I guess so.
You don't know where to spend your money in the beginning.
Yeah.
So, and I think that 15 grand, I saved it over like 7 or 8 months because I was living at home at the time.
Yeah.
So you
it's
live at
quite
home,
easy,
yeah, you can save the money.
Yeah. Was it your mate that kind of gave you the idea to put into the gym?
It was
then?
he was main idea. He was the guy with like the main idea first.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it as well.
Sounds good, man. So would you say without your mate giving you that initiative, you probably wouldn't have done it?
Yeah, then I would have done something else.
Who would have known what you would have done by then?
I know.
So after you sold your gym, what did you do after?
Then I ended up working a bunch of jobs, like call center jobs.
Yeah.
Because then now, you get a bit of an ego check because it's like, the reason why I actually sold the gym was my partner said to me, I want to grow it to the next phase, but I didn't have enough money.
Oh yeah.
So then he bought me out.
Yeah.
I've then gone to work in jobs again.
Yeah.
And then in by the time I'm 24
Yeah.
or 20, by the time I'm 23,
Yeah.
just turning 24, that's when I did a physique show.
Yeah.
And I got my job at Virgin.
Oh, sick.
Then I ended up
sick,
spending 6 years there.
sick. Yeah, 6 years.
Have you got a lot of sponsors and stuff now?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've got supplement sponsors, I've got clothing sponsor. I don't have a meal sponsor yet. That would be nice to get
Meal
some.
sponsor is the one that you want.
That's the one you want.
I need to put the seat lower.
Yeah. Story of his life, man. This guy's too tall. What? 6'4"? 6'4"?
6'4", yeah.
Yeah, 6'4", 5'9", so I'm only a midget compared to him.
There we go.
After working in Virgin, bro, what was the main thing that you wanted to do after that? Like, because now you do a lot of consultant work, would you say? Or?
Yeah, so what happened was, I worked at Virgin for 6 years. And
Yeah.
over that 6 years, it went from sales rep, sales manager, to like supporting all the training for all the sales managers and sales reps in the company.
Yeah.
So I'm now training 400 plus reps. I'm now training every single person that comes into the company.
Yeah.
So before lockdown, which is in January 2020, I started wanting a promotion
Yeah.
because I was doing a job that I wasn't paid for. You know, in the company.
Yeah, yeah. That
And then
happens to a lot of people in COVID. Like, you end up doing more things that you were meant to do because people
Yeah.
were sick or.
And
yeah.
I was exactly in this spot. So the director at the time said to me, if you don't go and do this thing, you're not gonna get the promotion. So he blackmailed me. So then when you feel that somebody else has got power over your life
Yeah.
in a job, it's the worst feeling.
Yeah.
2020 when the gyms opened,
Yeah.
I then went back to the gyms and I started working. Now it's like 2020 and it's August time. So all I did between August and like November 2021, I left the company and just started doing sports rehab treatments.
Okay.
Then in November 21, I tore my pec, the video that I showed you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So after I tore my pec, I just went all in on the clinics.
The clinics. Crazy, bro. So you've had a lot of pivots in your career.
Yeah.
What was your driving factor? What were you thinking about every time
wanted
you
to
had
make money.
You just wanted to make
I just
more
wanted
money.
to make money. I was like, so how do I make money?
Because when you come from a background like you did, you know, you wanted not to, obviously for your future family, you want to make sure you had that security, you want to make sure that everything was in order. So that was kind of like your train of thought, I would say, like just to have as much money, or the things that you didn't have growing up, would you say so?
Yeah, I just don't want to be poor. I just like, there's one level of money which is like, you're not poor anymore.
Yeah.
There's one level where you can get a nice place to live.
Yeah.
And then there's a level where you no longer you can go to any restaurant in the city and not look at the price.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the next level. And then after that, that's like, now you're in like boats and yachts.
Yeah.
After that. So once you can go to any restaurant and buy any meal you want, you feel like you've already done a good job.
Did you have other people like in your ear saying to you like, what are you doing, Usman? Like,
I'll tell you something. I'm lucky that I don't have a lot of negativity.
that's good.
But I used to do weekly treatments for Jace, yeah?
Oh yeah. He's the most positive guy going, isn't he?
And I said to Jason, 21, and he'll attest to this as well. I said, oh, you know what? I'm going to quit and open my own consulting business. And he didn't know anything about my sales background. He knew a little bit about I worked at Virgin.
Yeah.
And then I pivoted and I started doing, first I did fitness coaches online. So
Yeah.
you went to one of my events.
Yeah.
And I did that for a year and a half whilst doing my clinics, whilst doing another thing. And eventually, I knew that I couldn't do everything. So I had like side hustles. Honestly, I'm still condensing down the story so much.
Yeah,
So I did so much crazy stuff all the time.
I mean, I'm lucky as well that I don't have any bad energy, bad vibes.
Yeah.
My parents were fully supportive of everything that I did. I dropped out of uni on my last semester.
On your last semester?
Last semester,
You
bro.
just couldn't handle it anymore.
Do you know what, man? I just knew because they wanted me to become a doctor, right? So that's the goal, you know, African parents, Nigerian parents, you must become a doctor. That's it. And then I was all up for that. But then when I was in uni, that's when I started competing, bro. So I was traveling around the world. I got sponsored by Dymatize, you know, the big USA company. So
That was my
paying-
favorite protein.
Yeah, so I was sponsored by them, man. They were paying me a salary. Like this time I was in uni, you know, like I was like 20, 21 in uni, getting paid a salary to do absolutely nothing,
That's sick.
just to post a few content online, and like traveling around Europe, just like whatever they wanted me to do.
You went to FIBO?
Huh? I went to FIBO.
FIBO's one of the
Yeah,
sickest
yeah.
ones.
So I went to FIBO. They got me doing the FIBO.
Was that the biggest expo you went to?
The biggest expo.
FIBO's
bro.
the best one.
I think it is like the biggest expo out there, bro.
Yeah,
What's bigger than
it's in
FIBO?
April, isn't it? Cologne.
Yeah. So then I was like, there's a lot more that I wanted to do in this industry than become a doctor. And I was like, if I always become a doctor, I'm doing like aftercare. You know what I mean? Like I wanna prevent people from going to the hospital. So that's why I started to do a lot more fitness stuff and helping people with coaching. So obviously you sold your physio clinics,
Yeah.
and where were you then? What were you thinking? I'm just gonna go straight into
So I was doing two things at the time. I was helping fitness coaches.
Yeah.
So this is in 2020, early 2023, I
Yeah.
was doing two businesses.
Okay.
Helping fitness coaches with their business.
Yeah.
Because I was good at sales, marketing,
Yeah.
and running my sports rehab clinics. And at the time,
Yeah.
my clinics, I had more and more physios.
Yeah.
So then I had to make a choice. But leaving a physical business and not paying rent anymore,
Yeah.
and having all online was the best one for me. So then I ended up working with most of the big names in fitness with their business without any social media at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was helping them with their business because I actually went to like all the popular gyms in the world, every single one,
Yeah.
from like Vinos to like Bali to
Yeah.
Marbella. And then I met people who needed my help,
Yeah.
and I would just pitch them in the gym,
Oh, sick.
and then I'd sell them like a 5K plan for 90 days
Yeah.
on helping them with their business.
Nice, man.
So I had
So you've just been a boring salesman, bro.
Yeah.
Anywhere, anyone can get it, bro. Anytime.
at the time, my social media, I didn't even have like any Instagram.
Yeah.
I knew that if I tried to get clients on social media,
Yeah.
I didn't have no social proof.
Yeah, that's true.
So I just went up to people in person,
Yeah.
and I would just tell them what I can help them with.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I did a few deals for results based, like, oh, if I get you the results, you can pay me.
Yeah.
Then eventually, I did loads of deals where like 5K 90 days.
Okay.
That was, and then the event that we came to in April 2023, 24. We came to an event in April 24.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was to finish every fitness thing I was doing.
Okay.
That was the finishing moment where I thought, I'm no longer going to help anyone under 10K a month. So anyone who's making under 10K, I thought, I'm not going
not
to
worth your time, really.
Yeah, because I don't want to deal with people asking me, I've not posted on Instagram this week and this has happened. So this is garbage conversation with people.
Yeah,
It's not entertaining for me.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyone who I was making under 10K, I just said I'm not working with them anymore.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. So, bro, like, when was the first time you made $1 million?
So my first goal, I wanted to make 83 grand a month because 83 times 12 is $1 million.
Yeah.
And then in 2024, when I, like mid 2024,
Yeah.
that's when I hit 83K. So which means like I'm in the run rate to hit it.
Yeah.
But then what happened was, I was living in shared accommodation in London.
Yeah.
So I said to myself, when I make more than 50K, I'll get an office. So then I got an office space, but I was still living in shared accommodation. Then I thought, let me move the goalposts. So when I hit 200K in a month, I will then move out my flat.
Yeah.
And I was living with 6 other guys.
Fucking that. This guy, earning 200K, living in the shared flat.
So then when I hit 200K,
Yeah.
and remember like 200K in your company, it's like you've contracted 200K, but sometimes only 100 came in, and there's 100 that's in installments.
It's coming, yeah.
So then when I hit that 200,
Yeah.
then I bought a nicer place. And
Yeah.
then I changed the next goalpost. It was, when I hit 400K in a month, I'll get a car.
Yeah.
And I didn't hit 400.
Yeah.
So then I still drive an old banger.
Yeah.
So I drive like a 15-year-old Honda Civic.
Right, it's good, man, yeah. I mean, the thing is, a lot of people think once you hit that million, oh, you gotta splash out, people gotta know it, but
No, because you have ups and downs.
yeah. What was that feeling when you were like, fuck yeah, I've hit my goal of like
No, I never had
200K?
it. I didn't have it.
You never had that feeling?
No, because you're doing it out of a deficit.
Yeah,
Because you just keep moving the goalpost.
yeah.
So now I just think, how can I hit $1 million a month?
How you made it one? Fucking hell, bro.
That's the goal.
So what do you reckon you need to do right now to get to that 10 mil?
So the main thing is where we get our customers from.
Yeah.
So at the moment, in the bigger scheme of things, I'm still a nobody online.
Yeah.
So it's the 3 things I've done are one, with our Facebook ads, I have to work out the right angles, because that's going to bring us inbound deals.
Yeah.
Because if I just do outreach only,
Yeah.
I'll be at it forever. We need people to come to us.
Yeah.
And then with YouTube, there's 2 guys full-time on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's the longer term play.
Nice,
because
yeah.
over 3 years, the next 3 years, that YouTube will grow.
Yeah.
It's got like 1,000 subscribers, so I think
Good, yeah.
the average channel takes 10K sub 3 years.
Yeah.
So I think it'll take me another 3 years to build that where it needs to be. Then on the short form content, This month I've handed it all to an agency. They come and shoot me for short form specifically.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Before I was doing no ideation, make a video, use that, clip it up with AI, throw it online. You don't get any growth from that.
Yeah, yeah,
Because every platform has to have its own strategy.
yeah.
If you post on LinkedIn, it only grows with a LinkedIn strategy.
Yeah.
So I'm only focusing on 2-3 places now. Once those are working, we add the next one.
Yeah,
So I don't do anything on TikTok. We just repurpose,
Yeah.
but there's no strategy.
yeah,
YouTube Shorts has its own strategy.
Yeah.
Like if you look at Hamosi, YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels, completely different content.
they're different.
He has 2 different types of content being posted every day.
Yeah.
Why is it that all the biggest companies are posting platform-specific strategies?
Yeah, yeah.
So YouTube, we now have our own strategy,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is more sales-specific. Short form will be more broad, personal story, personal, like about me. That's, you see that post this week about being Asian and stuff?
Yeah, yeah, I saw that.
That's not really on YouTube because that's more of an Instagram thing.
Yeah, so would you say there is so what would you say the biggest difference between like YouTube, like show type content and then like Instagram Reels?
YouTube is deep, not wide.
Yeah.
So it's deep in sales knowledge.
Yeah.
Instagram is wide because it needs to appeal to more people.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like just going broad, but still bringing it to a core message. An example is Eddie Abu.
Yeah.
He, his main message in all of the content is don't eat shit food, eat healthy food, organic food and eggs and all this stuff, and eat meat, not processed. But he spreads a broad message by going outside Greg's, doing all this. If it was YouTube, it wouldn't be like that.
It's true.
On
Yeah.
short form, the strategy is like, let me get broad ideas and bring them into this narrow message. Anyone who grows online, Tate grew because the message was against the government.
Yeah.
Simon Squibb grew because the message is leave your job and have a dream. So you have to understand, everyone who grows on short form, the vision is have a really large message. The problem that you fix is not the problem that people will buy. If I explain what I mean, it's like
Yeah, I know what
you
you
might
mean.
be fixing a problem. Like, you know, when I was helping online coaches,
Yeah.
the problem I was actually fixing was I was changing their mentality from being a personal trainer trying to go online to thinking about their Instagram like a business.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't see it that way.
Yeah, yeah.
But what I had to sell them was, oh, I'll show you how to make better content.
Yeah. I see what you
Because
mean.
they thought it's just the content that will grow their business.
Yeah.
But it was actually all the tracking, all the systems, processes, and everything else.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
sell what they want to give them what they need.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I like that.
How many pro shows have you done?
I've done a lot, bro. So I've done probably like 9 so far. Yeah, and I've always come like top 4. So it's quite annoying. It's quite annoying, bro. But
Four is annoying. Four is the worst spot because it's like you don't get anything.
you don't get nothing unless you're like top 3. You don't get nothing.
Well, the worst one is if you don't even get a call out
Yeah.
and you just done all that prep and then they just send you home.
Yeah, no, that's the worst. Luckily, I've never experienced that. But if you ever, yeah, that would be demoralizing, man. But
Do your
this year-
genetics carry you a lot?
Yeah, 100%, bro. It's like, it's both though, innit? It's like, you know, I feel like everybody has like gifts, right?
Yeah.
In whatever it could be. So I knew that I wasn't going to be the best basketball player in the world. So when I was playing basketball, I knew I wasn't going to be the best. I'm not that tall. You know, don't get me wrong, I can jump, but you know, I needed to be like over a certain height for the probability of me to do well in the NBA would be high. So for me, it was like, I had to suck that up because I was realistic with myself that I wasn't going to do well. So next thing I was like, okay, what else am I good at? I was like, I was figuring it out, bro. I did judo when I was younger. So I did judo for a long time.
You judo?
Yeah, bro. I did judo. Like entrepreneurs that are saying, oh, I don't have time to train, or I don't have time to fit this in. What would you say?
Well, they're not entrepreneurs, are they? The whole definition of entrepreneur is like the seeker of opportunity. It's like a Latin word.
Yeah.
It's like the seeker of opportunities. So if you're not looking for it, you're not an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know what? I'd actually give a better message, which is a lot of bodybuilders are watching your channel, yeah?
Yeah.
And I think everyone should train, but there's a time where someone's 21 to 23 and they're training and bodybuilding is everything for them.
Yeah.
And a lot of kids, a lot of young guys, they're just wanting to have a pro card, they're wanting to be popular on Instagram,
Yeah, yeah.
but they spend all their 20s bodybuilding But you're different. Look, let's say you got good genetics and you're pro.
Yeah.
You can say, you know what, I want to put everything into bodybuilding, but you're still thinking about something else.
Yeah.
So many people, like I did, I wasted a lot of my 20s just training, but not refining other skills. I would like, every time, I used to read T-Nation, remember T-Nation? There used to be a website, I used to read everything on T-Nation. Then I used to follow, I signed up to JP's website when it first came out in 2014.
Yeah.
I used to look at everything. So the knowledge I was consuming was just to make myself better in my physique. If all I did was consume more marketing, sales knowledge, I know I'll be further ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
Because as a 6'4" guy, am I really going to be a good bodybuilder?
Yeah, yeah.
So people need to actually decide early on. Because I speak to a lot of your guys, 23 years old, looks absolutely terrible, and tells me he's chasing his pro card.
Oh, yeah.
But it's hard to tell someone like that, don't do it.
Yeah, you kind of have to let them, unfortunately, a lot of people have to just do it themselves and then hopefully they figure it out.
I don't think a lot of people do.
Later.
The good thing is like it helps the coaching industry.
Yeah.
The coaches can help them. It's good for that stuff. But to be honest with you, they should just train because they want to have a good physique for themselves. If you're wasting your life and all you do is wake up, train, eat your meals, and you have no prospect of actually being pro, you're just wasting your 20s, not in actual proper development of yourself.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's true, man. I mean, I completely agree with that in that aspect. A lot of people take it too seriously, bro. You know, they really like put their life in bodybuilding and that's all they do. And like myself, I call myself an unconventional bodybuilder because I like to enjoy my life, bro. Like I would travel. I
know you travel a lot.
You know what I mean?
You go to Brazil recently. Where did you go?
Morocco.
Morocco.
Yeah,
sick.
yeah. Do you know what I mean? I just travel, I enjoy myself, and like I'll just live life, man. Whilst also like trying to better other people, and I think that lifestyle like, helps me have a good balance and stuff. I still learn every single day. I still read. I try to absorb as much knowledge as I can.
What are you reading at the moment?
I'm reading. I'm reading a book about Netflix, how Netflix started.
Cultures, the culture book.
No, that's the next one, but it was actually It Will Not Work, something like that.
Okay, I read the
quite
culture
good.
one, which is a black and red one. It's about the culture of Netflix.
Yeah, they did make references to that culture also in that book, which I'm going to read that next, because apparently they had like this next level culture in their...
The culture was,
their
we're
thing.
never going to tell you you're late.
Yeah.
We're never going to tell you off.
Yeah.
But no one came late.
That's it. That's true, because they were like, you know what to do. Crack on, do what you need to do. We don't care if you work in the office or whether you work at home. As long as you do what you need to do, we don't care how it gets done.
Yeah.
One of the business owners you've met over the years, what would you say is one thing they all have in common? That
one's all good.
One good thing that they all have in common.
They never count somebody else's money. So let's say in a personal training environment, there's two PTs in a gym, and one PT sees somebody else PTing, but he doesn't work in that gym. Personal trainer would get pissed off thinking, I can't believe he's PTing here, he doesn't pay rent.
Yeah, yeah.
Another PT doesn't care because he's like, I don't care, it's not my money.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he was so busy counting that guy's money, thinking this is my gym, why is he here? Those people never grow.
That's true.
The ones that count others' money. Let's say we did a deal, and I'm thinking about, oh, Isaac, you're gonna make how much? Because I'm counting your money, I never get ahead. Never count somebody else's money.
Wow, man, I've seen that happen a lot of times, a lot of gyms as well, man.
Never count somebody else's money. If you only count your money, you make a lot more.
Yeah. Put your hand there, bro. Yeah, keep it down. That's it. All the way down. I'm gonna take off this, man. Get the skin out.
What is it?
So I'm gonna take this shirt off, get the skin out.
Come on, man. Woo. Is that medium or large?
This, it's supposed to be an XL, bro.
Are you sure? I don't know how it's coming off.
One of my mates' shirt. There's no really tag on it. What would you say? Like it's like an industry that people should be looking out for, like in this
AI,
current
everything
year.
will be AI.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking like, I need to learn about AI all the time.
Yeah.
Because like, if I don't, every online coach will be replaced.
Yeah.
Every salesperson will be replaced.
Yeah.
You have to look at what's next.
Yeah. AI seems to be mad. Did you see that DeepSeek thing out now?
Yeah. It's, you know, if you don't make, do you have like Slack?
Slack, yeah.
You know, in my company, we have 8 staff in Slack. We will now have staff inside Slack that are AI bots.
Oh, yeah.
So they've got a name,
Yeah.
and they're doing actions for us,
Crazy.
but they're not real humans.
Yeah.
So it's like we're already looking at how can we add these
AI.
people in.
Yeah. That's true, man. It's gonna take over a lot. of industries. Cool. Nice.
Whoever implements the most AI first, but someone who makes a lot of money is AI agencies.
Yeah.
Someone who knows about AI and helps businesses put AI in their business. That'll be a big one.
That'll be a good one. Listen up, guys. That's the next thing, man. So AI agents, you know, helping people to implement AI into their business. If you're looking for something to do, some business to learn about, just double down on AI. Learn as much as you can. Everything is out there. You just got to learn it.
Okay, I'm going to give you a tactic. Your number one job is a term in coaching called time to value, where someone that you've sold your program to, how fast they see value in your program. Because your job as a coach is to get them to believe in the plan enough to carry it out. So let's say someone's maintenance is 3,000 calories. Science will say, don't drop it down to 2,500 because it's too much of a drop. Do 2,800. I would drop it to 2,000 because then they will see a faster drop in the first week. When they see that faster drop, it's like, oh shit, this really works. Then they believe in the coaching a lot more. Then you can push them up later. But their buy-in is the most important thing. New coaches never end up keeping clients because when you train general population, if they don't see the scale go down, they think you're a shit coach.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
The way you learn the science of it isn't how you always coach people.
Yeah, yeah. It's true. Very, very true.
Anyone who's like exceptional,
Yeah.
you struggle to have friends when you're young.
Well, no one really, I think I was very weird when I was, not weird, but like I was just different, man. I didn't drink, I didn't touch alcohol until I was like
I was
23.
the same, man.
And even then I don't even drink now. So it was like,
You were an outlier.
yeah, man, I didn't drink. Imagine raising up in Ireland, bro, not drinking. Everybody thought it was weird. Say, for example, people get into business. What would you say that the main thing that they should focus on to have a business that actually lasts a long time?
It took me a long time. I used to always think about money first. When you actually think about like getting a dopamine hit from work instead. If you get your dopamine hit from money, eventually when you don't have money coming in, the dopamine hit goes down.
It's true, yeah.
If you get your dopamine hit from
Doing the
completing your
work.
to-do list, you think about your work differently.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So remember, we're just chemical creatures. So we have oxytocin, we have serotonin, dopamine, and you understand how do you, when you make friends, how do you actually, what do you feel? When you actually make, when someone tells you that they've had an amazing journey with you, they made a lot of money as a customer, what chemical does it release?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everything is about chemicals that release in your brain.
It's true, yeah.
So, like, I'm trying to get dopamine from my work,
From your work.
but it can't come from the end goal, because if it comes from the end goal, I'm not going to get any dopamine for 3 years.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I get dopamine hit every day.
So how are you rewiring your brain to think in that way now?
I've actually made a YouTube video.
Yeah.
It's funny you say this, and you do not know this.
Yeah.
And I've called it. So you'll see it's not performing too well now because they've just gone up.
Oh yeah. How I manage ADHD for finding success. Oh, you have ADHD?
Yes, but it's not like a condition that people should say. I just lose focus quickly.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm talking to someone and they sound slightly boring, I'm done. Like, my mind's like,
Yeah, mine's somewhere else, yeah.
And the hardest thing for me is I used to always say I want to do deep work in the morning from 6 till 10.
Yeah.
When I was doing in the office, as soon as one of my staff would say, oh, Usman, can you help me with this thing? I lose my attention, I'm gone.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have to now like put headphones in, block everyone out. And now when I go into the office, there's 5 people there. They know not to say anything to me because they know that I will lose focus.
Yeah, yeah.
So
fair enough,
you
yeah.
gotta protect your focus
100%.
massively. And just rewire dopamine.
Yeah. Let's go.
When you speak to Jace next, ask him how I met him.
I will. I'll speak
He'll
to
tell you a really interesting story.
Yeah, because I think I saw a video, a picture of you guys training together like ages ago. When you guys were both
I've known
lumps.
Jace for many years, but the way I met him is a very interesting story.
I'll ask him when I see him next. All right, we got one more set. So my biceps are getting too big, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't have that problem. Look at Lenny's biceps. The biceps here.
The bicep king. We're trying to be like you, Lenny.
nice exercise.
It is really good.
You know, if you're doing aesthetics on people, it's like you're going to inject their face in your biceps right in the fucking face. It's like you're gonna get hit by your bicep.
No, it's not that bad.
I don't think you notice it. Maybe you're used to it.
Sometimes I'm sitting, I'm standing in a relaxed position, I'm thinking that the biceps are just there.
They look like
there,
two balloons.
If I relax,
Let's see it. Look at him. Show it for the camera. Wow, look at that. Crazy. Crazy as peaks going, man. Sick, man.
Respect, man. Thank you.
You're off, man. Good to see you as always, man. Take care of yourself, bro. Cool guy, man.
He just wanted to flex his bicep.
He loves it. When the camera comes out, pow. All right, so we just done our push session with Usman. Obviously, Usman has grown a multi-million pound business in the UK. Do you want to tell them what you're currently doing now, bro?
What do I do?
Yeah, what you currently do now?
So I currently run a business called Guided Growth. We're a sales consulting business. So the main thing that we do is we help businesses that are between like 500K a year to 10 million a year grow their sales team, grow their sales function of their business. But the main purpose of the business is to help CEOs become better leaders. So that's the main purpose of it.
Yeah. So how much revenue has your business made in the past, let's say, past year?
In the last year, I think we're just under 3 million, and then now the goal, we want to get past 5 over the next year.
Perfect. And obviously now you've been quite a successful business owner for quite a long time now, bro. So I think one of the main things I want to ask right now is, for someone that's getting into business, what would you say is the first step that they need to take to actually start a business and be a successful business owner?
First, do you know the advice that someone is going to give you 20 years ago? They will say, oh, save your money, buy a house. The advice you would get 5 years ago would be, do something with marketing, help some online businesses, learn how to be online. Now everything's AI related.
Yeah.
So you have to learn where the world is actually going. What are people actually doing in the next 2 years? If you don't act now, I think the world will be very different.
Yeah.
Even I feel like I'm behind.
Yeah.
Like,
feel you, man.
We've not implemented it fast enough. And if we don't, the world's going to change very fast.
Yeah, you're gonna forget about you, really, isn't it?
Thinking about AI, you'll be like, what does that even mean? Like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. Just gotta learn it, isn't it? Just gotta keep learning and keep evolving as well, isn't it?
100%, man. What a sick session.
Sick session, bro. Appreciate it, man. All right, guys. So hopefully you like this one. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and if you like content like this, make sure you drop me a follow as well on Instagram, Isaac F. Francis. See you guys soon.